Hey there, guys. I'm your host Rahim, and you are watching the Everyday Talk on YouTube. And today's topic is a very interesting one for all of you guys looking something budget to add into your backpack and for your school or college or whatsoever it is. So, let's talk about which budget iPad should you buy in late 2025 or in the start of 2026. First of all, let me tell you that there are two basic options for you which you are directly looking for if you are going to buy the newer ones. First of all, there is the iPad, simple iPad, which is the iPad 11th generation with the A16 processor, and then there is the iPad Air, the latest one. So now the thing is that which one should you choose? This is the video for that. But before starting, subscribe to the channel. If you like what you see, give a thumbs up and join us as a family together. So let's start with the video with the points I have made for you guys after researching the entire topic. And first of all, I would like you to tell that what students actually need your iPad for. Let me tell you that to you because I was myself a student user of iPad for my entire university life. I have just replaced my books and even notebooks with a single iPad for my entire 4 years of university, but as doing BS in operations management as a business major. So now the thing is that note taking is one thing, reading PDF is another thing, obviously entertainment is another thing, and then you have to do some creative works, as I was also doing YouTube and some of the work as a freelancer. So iPad was also one of a very important device for me. Then a lot of us are also artists and creators, so why not buy an iPad with the Apple Pencil, and it could do wonders for you. Let me explain that in the further part of the video. So now coming towards the budget constraint and price, actually as a student we have to save every single penny to just run the entire cycle for the month, and in that time buying something tech related which is very expensive nowadays is very crucial decision. But let me tell you, expensive is not always better, and this has been a case for me for my entire ecosystem I have built. I am not having the greatest iPad, I am not having the greatest MacBook, even my Mac Mini is not the latest and the greatest, my Apple Watch is not the latest and the greatest, because the features are not justifying the price for me. I am not going to use some of the features which are in the latest model, so why spend more on that? So let's make your decision easier and more productive. Coming towards, first of all, the model breakdown of the base iPad, which is the iPad 11th generation with A16 processor. Actually, it does not have a laminated display. It is still using the Apple Pencil first generation, and it is somewhat having a little, you can say, more bezels than the iPad Pro, or now you can say the latest model of the iPad. But once again, these are cons. Let's talk about the pros, and they are a lot, trust me. First of all, your iPad is never going to stuck on you like any of the Android tablets, even the flagship ones. Then the Apple Pencil first generation, even it is first generation, but it is way more better than any of the, you can say, Android tablet in this budget category, with the stylus in the budget category which comes with Android. So this is one thing. And then you have a lot of accessories available for the any iPad, especially we are talking about the budget iPad which is with the A16 processor, the 11th generation. You have the keyboard case with you, you have the specific Apple Pencil with you. Obviously it is going to add the cost, but if you once spend that, you do not need your iPad in your university life, especially if you are not running any such software which is not available on the Android, on the iOS or iPad OS ecosystem or the app library. This is one exception, and you should check with that before buying any iPad for you, because if the app is not available, even the latest and greatest M5 iPad Pro could not do that work for you. So just go with a MacBook in that case, but that is a very rare case. Now talking about the next, you can say, alternative, which is the iPad Air M1, M3 basically, which I want to talk about. And I think so that is a more better, you can say, option for students right now. But if you could increase your budget a little, it just leaves that $325 range depending on in which region you are living and place you are living, and it is a little bit expensive, but it is offering a lot of new things. Especially you could buy this iPad now even in the 12.9 or 13-inch variant, which is very beneficial if you just want or use to the big screen of the MacBook, or if you want to draw and need that extra room for your creativity. This iPad is going to be a lot, you can say, better for you. You are getting a laminated display, then the display is much better in the, you can say, resolution wise and even the performance wise. And then when you attach it with a keyboard, it do actually look like a laptop, just not, you can say it just is replacing a laptop. It actually do look like it, because 12.9 inches is something which iPad laptops are normally coming in, and even MacBooks are coming in that size range. Now talking about the next crucial part, which is other considerations which you have to made. Now if you have decided any of these two options, or if you are going with any older option, I would be making a video about those older iPads, the second hand iPads too. But now between those two, if you have shot down one of the option, there are some considerations to make after that, and these are very crucial. First of all, choose the storage very wisely. 128 GB is the minimum for the time being if you are going to store any little kind of thing on your iPad, because it is just going to fill like magic, and then you would be left with, you can say, the empty hands, and you have to buy iCloud storage or store the things outside your iPad. I would just suggest that from the very start, store larger files on an SSD, invest in an SSD, even a smaller one, and leave your iPad space empty, because once you start to fill, it feels like you could just not stop it. Then there is accessories, and I would like to say that kindly save a little bit more, or wait to save a little more and invest on them too. You could buy an iPad for you, and then after some time, after collecting some money, you could spend on an Apple Pencil and then a keyboard. Even the third-party ones are a good option, but in the case of Apple Pencil, do not go with the third-party one and buy the Apple Pencil first generation, and it is going to be doing wonders for you. It is going to be exceptionally good for you for taking notes, and especially for the creators who are sketching and drawing on the iPad. You could not find a better alternative than Apple Pencil for your iPad. And then finally, the software support is also a plus point. Apple is promising long-term software support, which is basically you can say a real-time support, with especially the iPad OS 26. Your iPad has just one new life. We are making a new video about the base iPads and the Pro iPads with the iPad OS 26. So subscribe for that and like the video if you are getting any value from this so far. Finally, talking about the trade-offs. Actually, you do not need a Pro model unless you are doing some very heavy and creative tasks. This is what my notes are telling to me, and I have added that point specifically, and I am reading that for you guys, that I do not forget something very important to tell you guys, that you do not need a Pro model until or unless you are going to do some pro work. So why buy that extra storage? Why spend on that hustles and bustles of the newer iPads when you could get all the things in the base model, and you could spend that extra money even if you have that on a MacBook or any other accessory for your iPhone or your iPad, to just, you can say, show off a little bit more on the campus, which is very common nowadays. So now my recommendation actually is that go with the iPad A16 if you are on a budget. It is a very, you can say, well covered, and you can say a very modular iPad. Actually, you could attach accessories with it, you could just move freely around with it. $329 is actually a very, you can say, minimum amount for such a great piece of tech, although it is a lot for the students. But when you are getting such a value for that money, you could just easily spend it and do not regret it basically afterwards. And then you just have to skip spending on the Pro models. This is I think so a request from my side to you as a student myself, that just buy the one which is fulfilling your needs, and do not go with the show off or latest and the greatest, because it is going to be the latest and greatest, but not for you if you are not achieving what it is offering. Because just for example, let me give you an example, that on my iPad Pro I have a LiDAR sensor, and I am not an architect or any such kind of person, or not studying in that field, so I have not used it even a single time. It could be a useful thing on my iPhone because it helps me in the night photography, but on iPad it is totally useless. So why I've spent for that specific thing on an iPad Pro when I do not even need that extra power from the M4 chip, and I am not using that extra features, I am not using that extra camera on the iPad Pro M4. M4 has just one camera. So then the why spend on that? I am currently rocking M2 iPad and it is working great for me. There is a video about that on the channel. So now finally, I am sure that all this talk have cleared your mind about which iPad should you buy if you are on a budget and are a student in 2025 and or in the start of 2026. So if you just really enjoy the content and get something informational, subscribe to the channel and like the video, as it helps us grow as a family together. Until next time, stay curious and keep exploring. Ask any questions if you have in the comment section below, and I would be answering that. Until next time, peace out.